Today we're going to be crocheting with Discontinued Yarn. This is the Chameleon Color Changes in the Sun yarn by Premier. They released this yarn in 2021, and that is when I got it. And yes, I still have not actually done a project with it, but we are going to do that today. So if you're like me, whenever I first heard of this yarn, you might be looking at it and be like, I don't understand. It's just like a white DK cotton yarn. Like, what do you mean changes color in the sun? It actually literally changes color in the sun. When I first got this yarn, I was so excited. I ran outside in the sunlight and I put the yarn in the sunlight and it actually changes colors. It is very, very, very subtle. I am not going to lie to you guys, but it does indeed change colors in sunlight. It's supposed to change colors just in any UV light in general, but online the reviews were pretty mixed. A lot of people said it has to be in direct sunlight, like through a window, it doesn't really work. Other UV lights, it doesn't really work. Like, it really needs to be direct sunlight. I don't think this got discontinued necessarily because people didn't like it, because if you look at the label right here, it literally says limited time only. So I think that it was always the plan to make this just like a limited release. Maybe they were thinking about doing more releases if it did well or something. I honestly have no idea, but needless to say, this yarn has officially been discontinued, and I honestly feel very special, very honored that I do have a couple skeins of this yarn. I do actually have a third skein that is pink, but we're gonna hold on to that for a while. And today we're going to make a purple and yellow bucket hat. I think one of the weirdest things about working with this yarn is that when you're just looking at the yarn, we are not going to be able to tell which color is which unless we take it into the sunlight. I'm gonna do my best to like put stitch markers as I go along to let myself know when I change colors, but y'all, this is crazy. You really can't tell which one is purple and which one is yellow. I've never made a bucket hat before, and you guys know me, I hardly ever use patterns. I think I conceptually know how to make a bucket hat. We're just gonna try it and we're just gonna see how it goes. I think I wanna do every like 2 to 3 rows, we switch colors, so it's literally just a striped bucket hat. I'm going to be starting with a magic circle, and I think we're going to do half double crochets, so it just goes like a little bit faster, because this is a pretty small yarn. I usually don't work with anything smaller than worsted weight yarn. I started with 12 half double crochets in the round. This is not a tutorial. I don't yet know if all of this is going to work, but I'm going to do my best to try to make it work. I love finding specialty yarn like this. I think that it is so cool and it's so fun and just like so unique. And honestly, I wish that there was like a lot more yarn kind of like this. Like, I feel like for yarn, we're usually just looking, you know, at different textures and different sizes, but like, what else could there be? Is there a thermal yarn? Wait, that would be so cool. Wait, I need to look that up right now. Is there a yarn that changes colors based on heat? That's how I would say that, right? I think there is. Oh my gosh. There is something called thermochromatic yarn. Okay. Wait, why is it so expensive? Probably because it's really specialty. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how cool that is. Okay, we might have to try this in the future, but for now, we are going to be trying yarn that changes color in the sunlight. So it's a little bit easier to count. I think we'll keep it even, and I think every 2 rows will change colors. I'm really curious if this is still going to work because I've had this yarn in a drawer for 4 years. Now, whenever I was reading other people's reviews, they were saying that this yarn like stopped changing color in the sun after they had washed it a bunch of times, which is also part of why I wanted to do a hat instead of doing a shirt. I was originally going to do a shirt for this project, but a shirt, I'm gonna wash it like every time I wear it, and then I feel like it's going to like lose its like potency a lot quicker. Another comment that a lot of people had about this yarn was they say that it stinks because it's like dyed in the UV dye stuff, but then after that it's like washed, obviously, to like get off any of the residue. And people said that the detergent that's washed in stinks. I don't think it stinks, but then again, it's been in a drawer of mine for literally 4 years, so it's probably had time to get some of the stink off. I'm also really not sure how it works. I don't know if the exposure to the sunlight over and over and over again, if that could possibly like lower the potency over time, or if that doesn't matter at all. I feel like that wouldn't matter at all, right? Since it's like technically just a dye. But even if it did, it really wouldn't affect us since this has been, like I said, in my drawer for the last 4 years. I need to find scissors. I'm cracking up. I was about to take the label off of the purple yarn and then it hit me. How am I gonna know which yarn is which once they don't have the labels? So I grabbed some stitch markers. I couldn't find a purple one, so I have a pink and yellow. So we're gonna put the yellow on the yellow skein of yarn. And we're gonna put the pink on the purple skein of yarn, which is only mildly confusing. So purple skein of yarn, yellow skein of yarn. I feel like it's been a few videos since we've had this debate. Do you guys say skein or skein or something else? Let us know. It is so weird to be like changing yarn, but then you can't actually see a change in the yarn. That's so weird. That one does smell a little bit funky. Maybe I do see what they're talking about. Also, y'all are the reason that I decided to make a bucket hat, because I really debated on what I wanted to make out of this yarn. It's part of why I kept putting off using this yarn, because I couldn't decide what I wanted to make. And then especially after I knew it was discontinued, I was like, oh my goodness, I have to make this count. And I do have to say, bucket hat was probably not y'all's first choice. I would say it was in the top like 5 choices, but I think the first choice was actually a chameleon. The amount of comments that I got asking me to make a chameleon out of the chameleon yarn was very, very cute. But if you know me, you know that I don't really like making plushies that much. So if someone else has ever made a chameleon out of the chameleon yarn, you'll have to let me know. Who knows, maybe you can still like buy this on like eBay or something. I'll have to do some research and see if I can like find any existing link for you guys to buy this yarn. Maybe I could just make a doily. Just kidding, I'll make it into a hat. I think it's big enough that I can go ahead and start my decrease. I know it doesn't look big enough yet, but you know, like the hat like stretches around it. Usually like the top part of the bucket hat is like this big-ish. So I just finished another round of purple. Not that you can tell. This is gonna be so weird. Can you guys like imagine this in the sunlight and seeing like the striped look? I think it's gonna be really cool. I was going to do just like all yellow, all purple, all yellow, but like having it actually have stripes, I think is gonna make it just a lot more effective, you know? So we're going back to the yellow now. And since I think, emphasize think, I think it is time to start like the side of the hat. What do you call that? It's not the brim of the hat, that's this part. And it's not the top of the hat. What is like the side of the bucket hat called? What is the side of a top hat called? Because bucket hats, are bucket hats just modern top hats? I've never thought about that before. Probably because they're not. Anyways, oh, Tilly has joined us, by the way. If you guys are new here, this is Tilly. She's our tiny little angel baby, you guys. Oh my gosh, wait. Okay, we have to talk about last night. Last night was honestly terrifying. Last night, there were tornadoes in Nashville and we are okay, obviously. And it was really scary. It was a really scary night. We got the first tornado warning. See, I'm yawning because I was up all night. I mean, I'm always up late, but I was up all night. So we got the tornado warning, I think, at like 3 a.m. The one that was like, hey, take cover now kind of a thing. And so Tilly has never been with us during like a real tornado warning before. We've had some watches, but we haven't had like, hey, there's spirals and they could touch down any second, you know, thing yet. So I put Tilly in her crate and we go under the stairs and we have like our couple little stools that we bring with us like under the stairs. And every time we get a tornado warning, y'all, we always both very quickly pack backpacks. We have like ID, passport, that kind of thing. We grab a couple little sentimental items that we don't want to be lost. And we grab our car keys, we grab water, and we grab shoes. So every time we have a tornado warning, we make sure we have like those things with us in our little under the stairs space. So anyways, when the storm is first like really, really raging, we had Tilly in her crate and she does like okay in her crate. She's not, you know, the biggest fan of her crate, but she does okay. And then the weather person announces that we're good to go. We're completely cleared. We're all good. That's around like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. So I let Tilly out of her crate. I give her a choo-roo for being just the best girl ever. And I kid you not, like 10 minutes later on the news, they're like, there's another one, get back in your spot. So we're like, oh my gosh. So we go and get back in our little spot. And we like did not want to completely freak out Tilly. Because if we make storms and hiding under the stairs, this like really stressful thing, she's like gonna go hide from us every time we have like a storm, you know? So we did not want to do that. And so I was trying to make it fun. So we just went under the stairs and I didn't put her back in her crate. Instead, we just kind of like played, and she was so cute. I have to like insert this video. There's this one video I got of her just sitting on one of the stools, and she just knows that she's being a good girl. Do you know that look on their faces when they just know that you are like so beyond proud of them? That's how she looked in this video. So I'm starting the part of the hat where it's going to like flip down on the sides. Hey Josh, we've got a question. What is the side of a top hat called? You have the brim, and then you have the top of the top hat. What is the side called?
What would this part be called? That's interesting. I'm sure it has a name.
Because that's the part I'm working on right now, and I don't know what it's called.
Some hatter will come into the chat. And
please.
It is called the cone.
Please, some mad hatter come and save us.
My guess is the cone. That's what I would go with.
I don't have any clever teas on this. Just the side. the wall, the side, the
wall? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Could be called the wall of the hat. And
look, this is striped yellow and purple. Can't you see it?
What?
It's the color changing yarn when it goes in the sun. So I'm now going into making the side of the hat, and I need it to turn, right? Need it to turn. So anytime you need something to like turn whenever you're crocheting, if you're making like maybe a bowl where you need it to go up on the sides, or a hat needed to go down, you can do this by just going into one of the two loops. So like normally when you're crocheting, you go under both of these little loop-de-loops, but you can actually just go under just the front one or just the back one to create that turning effect. Now, since this is like the top of my hat and I want it to turn this way, I'm going into the front loop each time. So this row is going to take me a little bit longer than the other rows because I'm having to like really concentrate. But the good thing is I'm also no longer increasing. So from here on out, I'm not going to be adding a ton to it. I'm just going to be doing the same number of stitches over and over and over again. I'm starting to smell what they were talking about. Maybe the smell of the detergent starts to come out like while you're using it. Maybe as the yarn like gets warm in your hands, it starts to smell, and like low key, it actually does really stink. Which it stinks that it stinks because I can't really wash this, because if I wash it, I mean I can wash it, but I can't wash it too many times. Because if I keep washing it, it will lose its potency of the UV dye, and then it will no longer change colors in the sun. So we have the top part of the hat, and we have starting on the edges of the hat. It might be a little big. Josh, you might be getting a bucket hat. But okay, so I think I can have it keep coming down to about here, right? And then maybe like have a little frilly edge to the hat, something like that. Or I could just continue the bucket shape of the bucket hat and put a little handle on it, and then I could like carry stuff in it. That'd be so cute. The problem is if I make it a bucket, I definitely need to like stiffen it, so I would definitely have to like soak it in like a glue or like a Mod Podge. And I'm wondering if I do a glue or a Mod Podge on this, is it going to make it not UV active? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should do like a test strip, put some glue or some Mod Podge on some of this glue and take it out into the sun tomorrow and just see like will it still turn colors? Like I genuinely just don't know. Also, the smell is actually pretty awful. Like a few times I've like almost quit because I'm like, this kind of stinks. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really didn't think that it stunk when I just smelled the yarn. No, it really doesn't smell at all, but there was something about working with it and like pulling your hands on it. Ugh. All right, Sunflowers, it is officially 1:30 a.m. I think I am bucket hatted out for the night, but honestly, this is kind of a good thing because we can pick this up tomorrow and we can actually go out in the sun and make sure that we like how it looks. I currently have our color changing yarn in this bag. It has not seen the sunlight yet. And I think we might have enough sunlight today to see if it's actually going to change colors in the sun. Let's get, oh my gosh, that's instant. Can you guys see this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's instant. Can you see this? That was so instantaneous. Wait, let's see if I can actually have you guys really see it changing colors. Let me put it in dark again. I don't know if it's completely changed back to white yet, but I'm going to show you how much it changes colors whenever I pull it out of the bag and into the sunlight. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so much brighter than I thought it was going to be. Wow. Okay, look at the inside. Oh my gosh, this is actually kind of crazy. Oops, I really messed up there. I was supposed to only be doing 2 rows of each. And look what I did there. That's like 4 rows of purple and only 1 row of yellow. You know, it's fine. It's totally fine. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep crocheting it, but in the sunlight. Look at this. That is so instant. Like, this is crazy. Okay, let's see if I can like show you the other side. Look how fast that changes. Oh, this is cool. Why did they discontinue this yarn? This is awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep working on our hat. I am genuinely trying to decide if I should frog this because I really did so many rows of purple and only 1 little row of yellow. I just finished 1 more row of purple here. I can now do a big section of yellow, and then that'll look like I did it on purpose. It'll be big thing of purple, 1 row of yellow, 1 row of purple, then a big thing of yellow. Let's do that, sure. This is crazy. Oh, this is so cool, you guys. I've like brought this yarn into the sunlight only 1 time in the past, and it was like the day that I bought this yarn. This is so cool. If you're wondering where I am right now, a lot has happened since we started this video. I knew I was going to have a really busy couple weeks, and so I was trying to get ahead on videos. So I had like started this video about a week ago at home, and I knew that I was going to be able to hopefully keep like working on this video over the next week or 2, and it would just get me a little bit ahead. Well, this past weekend, I was already planning to come home for my grandpa's birthday party, and while I was home for my grandpa's birthday party, my grandma, my mama, on the other side of the family passed away while I was already in town. And it was, it's been hard. It's been a hard week. I'm glad that I was already here, whatever had happened, to be here for my mom and the family and everything. But we said goodbye to her yesterday, and I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Don't want to get too emotional. If you've been on my live streams lately, you know, I talked about it a little bit this past week on our live. Just feel very, very thankful to have had her as my mama. It's never easy to say goodbye, so it's been a little bit of a hard week, you guys. And if you're wondering, you've heard me talk a lot about my grandma that taught me to crochet. This is not the same grandma that taught me how to crochet. That was my Granny, and we did lose her a few years ago. But my mama, my mama is the one I told you guys tried to teach me how to knit. And this was right after I learned how to crochet. She tried to teach me how to knit. And she wasn't someone who would like knit a lot or anything. She just like knew how to knit. And she's like, oh, if you like crocheting, you might like knitting. Y'all, I hated knitting. I hated knitting so much. I was like, why would anybody knit whenever crocheting exists? And so we knit together for like a day or 2, and it just never stuck. So I'm glad that, you know, 20 years after she initially taught me how to knit, that I finally picked up knitting again, because now I absolutely love knitting, as you guys know. I really, really do love knitting now. It just took a few tries for it to finally stick. Man, I can't believe how bright these colors are. I genuinely didn't expect it to be like this noticeable. Like, this is crazy. It's not even a super sunny day. It's already like 4 p.m. There's clouds in the sky. Like, this is gonna be so cool to like wear this hat and then like wear it outside and it like change color. I'm worried that it's gonna be a little bit loose on me, so this might end up being a Josh hat. I'm not actually sure yet. Oh no, we're getting rained out. Okay, the sun's going away. Anyways, we're gonna go back inside and I'm gonna keep working on this, and hopefully I'll know when the colors are changing this time. I just moved inside and the hat is already white again. This is crazy, especially since I am like literally beside these big windows. So you would think we would have enough UV light to change colors. Literally nothing yet. This is crazy. The sun is coming out again. Tilly is in here looking for a sunbeam. And the hat is kind of starting to change colors, even though we are inside. I feel like I can see the purple a lot more than I can see the yellow.
How's the road trip, baby girl? Are you doing good? Oh, you're doing such a good job. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Good job. Are we stopping to pee? Yeah, we are. Oh, stay on your thing. Good job. Oh, I know, baby. We'll be there soon.
Hello, Tilly. Can I see if your sunbeam is bright enough to change my hat? Different colors? Let's see. Let's see. There it goes. Look at that sunbeam, Tilly. Look at the sunbeam. Are you a little sunbeam baby? Are you a little sunbeam baby? Wow. Ooh, it's pretty. Definitely need a few more rows of yellow to make it kind of match my accidental big spot of purple at the top. Tilly, I'm gonna use you as a tripod, okay? You guys are leaning up against Tilly right now. It might be about ready to put the brim on though. I'll do like maybe 1 or 2 more rows and then start our little brim. Tilly, what do you think? Do you like my hat? Do you like my hat? Is it a pretty hat? You got a curly tail. All right, let's see if I have enough sunlight left. Oh my gosh, it's changing colors. This is so cute. Oh my gosh. I think you can like tell, right? It's not like super extreme, but you can definitely tell. The moment it's out of the sun, it immediately starts fading. I feel like this hat is going to be like my new party trick. Just like walk outside and change its colors. Our video comes out in literally like a couple hours. And I was finishing the editing and I was like, I didn't film an outro. So I was like in the middle of getting ready anyways, putting on something that I thought would be cute with my bucket hat for our live stream. And I was kind of in the mood for like a coffee or a little snack. So I thought to end this video, we could go and take a little walk outside, watch the bucket hat change colors, and maybe grab some coffee. I just got to the park and my hat is still pretty white inside of the car. Let's see how quickly it changes in the sunlight. Kind of crazy. Such a beautiful day today, you guys. Oh my gosh. What's the weather like where you are? So final thoughts. What do we think? Do we think that this really changes color enough for it to have been like worth it? I think it changes color pretty well. It's not like super extreme, but I mean, like you can definitely tell that that is yellow and purple. Let's flip it inside out. Look at that color change. It's so cute. I'm so excited to continue to wear this spring. And whenever I go inside and outside, it will just be changing color. Friends, I think that concludes another one of our videos. If you are new here, welcome to the Sunflower family. My name is Auna, and we do new cozy, quirky videos every week. Sometimes they're crochet, sometimes they're Renaissance festivals, sometimes they're cat videos, sometimes we're building something in the magical fairy forest, but every week it is something cozy and quirky. See you in the next one.